Attention listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston, do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends from Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their new 4th generation Lawnmower 4.0. Whoa! Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance Package 4.0. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your whole solar system. And get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code Qween. Ever try to trim your balls for a romantic encounter, but end up more like a Nightmare on Elm Street because you used some old rusty shaver that didn't work at all? This spaceship is here to guide you on a journey to trim your balls, butt, body, and even Uranus. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity when you use the tools provided by the leader in men's grooming. Abort hairy balls, and Buzz Lightyear that Woody with Manscaped. Get 20% off with the code Qween at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Qween at manscaped.com. Your space balls will thank you. All right, next up we have a story that just never stops. I mean, the tabloids refuse to let it stop. It's, I feel like I'm saying Madeline Ashton, Brad and Angie. Custody battle explodes. Wow. Now, apparently, this all stems. Brad and Angie, if you haven't been paying attention, are having a very, very bitter divorce. Angie really seems to hate Brad to the max. So much so that she was saying that she didn't want the children to be around him, that he abused the children, and he's trying to be like, what are you talking about, man? You know what I mean? He's like, why could I ever do that on Brad Pitt? But Angie is saying that he just shouldn't be around the kids. Maddox is like, fuck you, Brad. But the judge ruled in the custody trial that Brad would get joint custody with Angie, and Angie is pissed. Brandy, what should Angie do?
I think anytime a parent tries to get full custody, it's clearly just being vindictive. Because let's be real, nobody wants the kids fucking full time. Like, it's just obvious.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
it's I mean, I'm on Angelina's side 1,000,000%. I live and die for Angelina Jolie, and I cannot deal with Brad Pitt. But I think it's clear, even though Maddox was her. After Maddox, every other kid after that, she did with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Even Zahara, what was it? Zahara. It was Zahara.
Baby Zahara.
Marley Jolie Pitt. Like,
Right.
she adopted Zahara with Brad Pitt. Like, and then there's like 14 kids after that. They're all with Brad Pitt. Like, no judge is gonna. I mean, all the judges are corrupt, but it's like joint custody, and I'm done. I'm gonna go have dinner. I just don't think that there's a. I'm on her side, but I don't think there isn't an argument there. Like, he needs the kids half the time. He deserves it.
Mm-hmm. Manila, what do you think happened on that private jet when Maddox and Brad got into the big fight that we're still hearing about years later?
I don't know. I mean, it's got to be tough to have like Brad Pitt be your dad, right? Or your stepdad.
Right.
Even worse.
You think you're so cool,
You're not
Dad.
my real dad.
Oh, fuck you,
You know what I
Dad.
mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably that. Yeah.
And Brad Pitt's one of those celebrities where everyone thinks he's nice, everyone thinks he's cool. So when you're his annoyed kid, you're like, ugh. Oh my God, you're not cool, Dad. Ocean's 11 sucks, Dad. You weren't that great in Thelma and Louise, Dad.
Best
It's
role.
really mean to Angelina. I mean, imagine, I don't know how old is Maddox when he got in
15
the fight?
at the time.
Oh, I mean, imagine it with your own parents. I know that when I was 15, if my dad yelled at my mom, I would go fucking insane on him. And then she would have to be like, don't worry, it's fine, just go, no. So here he is, he's probably saying, shut up, you bitch, or something like that.
Right.
And her son is like, fucking shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like, don't you talk like that to my mother, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And now they're in a thing. That's
and
what I
Brad was
imagine.
supposedly drinking heavily at that time, so maybe he was mean daddy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He's sober now, supposedly.
Right.
Well, that's how he got the custody of the kids.
Right.
So.
He was temporarily sober for the court.
Right.
I
I'm
get
with
it.
ya.
I hear it. I just think this, because I was always a Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston fan. Jennifer Aniston is America's sweetheart, and if you fuck her over, you will be cursed with Angelina Jolie. That's it.
That's probably why we have terrible karma.
what?
We have terrible careers
That's a
and
curse.
lives.
He will
It's all
never,
because of this.
he will not have an easy life until he clears it out with Jenny A. Just saying.
It's the white version of the color purple. She's like, until you do right by me. I can't even do it with Jennifer. Till you do right by me, no good will come to you.
Yeah.
Rachel. You know what I mean? Now, all of this is just an excuse for me personally to talk about the movie that Angelina Jolie recently released that I'm completely obsessed with, which is For Those That Wish Me Dead, which should be called 48-year-old bad girl firefighter takes them all down. This movie was, the script was written was like the most beautiful female firefighter who happens to be 8 years old, is addicted to action and addicted to risk. The whole movie, did you see it, Julie? The movie starts with them at the graduation of all the firefighters in Manila. They jump into the flames, and Angie is the most beautiful outside. She's wearing sunglasses, she's drinking a beer with the guys, and she's like, give it up for the captain, I'm a bad girl, I'm a fire jumper, I'm 50 years old. And the sheriff comes up to her and he's like, oh, well, I hope you're not going to cause any trouble after this graduation party like the last time you did. And she's like, oh,
Yes.
certainly not, Sheriff. Glug, glug, glug. Cut to Angie in the back of a pickup truck wearing a parachute. And she's like, go for it, fellas. And they drive the truck down the road, and she flops up in the air, and then she falls to the ground. Now, the reality of that she'd be like, oh, I broke everything. I'm old. I'm a 50-year-old woman. But in this movie, I just jumped off, and who cares about the rest? But she's a bad girl fire jumper. I can't get enough. It was a pretty good movie.
That movie was so bad and so good. If she even just fell off of a pickup truck that wasn't moving, every feeble bone in the drug-addicted body.
Exactly. She's thin. She's malnourished.
I mean, there's
if
been a
she actually
nutrient in
did
the
that
bones.
stunt, she'd be in the hospital.
Right.
The level. And then we're just there. We're just like,
Yeah.
And then I'm texting Johnny, what's the face work? All I want is the number of the doctor and just the exact, fuck the doctor, I can't even afford it. Just what were the procedures?
Oh,
What
the
were they?
procedures.
We're
Yes.
trying to figure it
Yes.
out. We have
Yes.
an
Yes.
investigator on the scene. We'll never know.
Well, that is the other most important fact about the movie that makes bad girl 50-year-old firefighter the hit that it is that you can clearly see Angelina is wearing a wig in the movie because Angelina, after this many years, Manoa, in the business, she is not showing up at 4 a.m. She has 11 kids. She's not about to let you style her hair for 3 hours.
No.
She's
Also-
like, get a wig, cut a blunt bang, stick it on. And that's part of what makes her look so youthful, is that we're covering this with the bang. And then she wears the sunglasses.
Right.
And then she has the body double. I mean, she's the
body
best.
double. Well,
bad
the
girl
wig is
firefighter.
for the fact that she has probably like a body double, who's probably a drag queen. Who's
Right.
just like, it's like a stunt man.
The
Muscular.
fittest
drag.
man of all time.
He's the one in the
Lean.
parachute in like, and
Yeah.
then she like comes up for the shot. And she's like, ah, you know, like slow wind machine as her hair gets flown back. Yeah, it's, why not be an action hero if you're in your like 50s? If you have your body double's doing all the work.
Now, even more important news than that is that finally we're all getting what we want. Shiloh Jolie Pitt is becoming a model.
Yay!
Wow!
Yay!
Now,
Yes.
can you please
Yay.
hold that image on
Wait.
the
Yay.
screen a little longer because this
Yay.
is perhaps the worst Photoshop cover of a magazine I have ever seen in my life. That is a picture of Angelina with some woman next to her.
Is it Kristen Stewart?
I'm not exactly sure who it is, but they have literally, as if they've cut out with scissors, a picture of Shiloh from like 5 years ago and glued it on this young woman's body. Oh my goodness. Now, we all knew this was going to happen, Teddy.
Yes, hello. You are the spawn of two of the most beautiful people in the world. It is your civic duty to model. Model. A teen model. That was my dream. Oh.
You went to all the mall auditions.
I went to all the mall auditions. I was like, hello, I'm a teen model. And they were like, come back next year. I'm like, oh God, I can't get on this circuit.
You just hung out in front of glamour shots, being like, you got any extra shots? Got any extra shots? Any studio time? Oh my God. Manoa, I mean, is this not manifest destiny or what? I mean, of course, every celebrity's child should and will be a model. And why shouldn't Shiloh?
Yeah, of course. Like, everyone wants to be a fucking model. I want to be a model. I want to go down the runway with my gut hanging out, with Victoria's Secret angel wings, and be the full fantasy model that everyone wants. I mean, the Hadids did it.
Yes.
I mean,
Even the Lisa Rinna kids did it.
right?
Yes.
Right?
They should.
All the Jenner girls, they're models. Yes, everyone
Crawford's
with
kids.
famous parents should be a model.
Yes.
It's what all the famous
Yes.
kids are,
Yes.
famous people kids are doing.
Yes.
You gotta
I mean,
do it.
yeah, you're an
For it.
influencer, you're a model. Why
That's
not
it.
make the bank?
You came out a model. Done. It's so easy. I love
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Brandy, are you going to be their model booker?
I think modeling is beneath Shiloh. So I would hope that Shiloh would do something so basic, such
Yes.
as. But I don't even believe that thought is in the head to even walk a runway. I'm thinking just sit and be like careless while wearing like biker shorts and Nike and be like, I don't want to do this, or I don't know.
The real model star child that we need is Miss Piggy and Kermit's half pig, half frog. Don't try to define her,
Yep.
okay? Her name is Kiggy. She's named
Their
after.
name is Kiki.
Their
Yeah,
name is
there.
Kiggy. I didn't need to misgender Kiggy.
Kiki.
Their name is Kiggy.
They
It's
Kiki.
Kermit. They wanted to take Kermit and Piggy's name.
Miss Kiki.
Miss Kiki?
Ms.
They Kiki. They-
Ms.
Ms.
Kiggy.
Ms.
Ms.
Perfect.
Kiggy.
Ms. Kiggy.
Actually,
Kiggy.
no,
Sorry,
sorry.
Kiggy.
Mix Kiggy. MX Kiggy.
Oh, okay.
Because they are not playing with your gender norms. Society, okay? Don't try to put
No.
Kiggy in a box or her godfather Fozzie will come for you, okay?
Kiki has to happen. I just have to say, Kiki has to happen.
Mix Kiggy's
We
lit.
need Kiki dolls. We need Kiki merch. I want to see Kiki down a runway. I'm obsessed with Kiki.
Kiki.
Everyone should be. Kiggy's living the best
Oh
life.
my God.
Penny.
They grew up on the set of The Muppet Show with all the stars.
Right.
They know everyone.
I knew everybody when
Now-
I was growing up. My
Now,
mother and my father.
They even got to fight with Kermit on their private jets.
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Kiggy and Kermit have not
Kiggy.
spoken
Yes.
since they got into the big
Fighting for
fight.
custody.
They're
The
fighting for
Kiki.
custody.
Right,
I want to live with both of them. I don't mind.
right, exactly.
Why can't we all just get along? Do. I just felt like it.
And Kermit's like, Kiggy, sit down. She's like, hi.
Kiki, why do you sound like Yolanda? Kiki,
Can't help it.
Kiki, my love. Too.
My love, Kiggy, my love.
Kiggy, don't
You're a
worry.
model now, Kiggy, Kiggy,
That's right.
Kiggy.
That's the whole point.
Watch out
Modeling.
for the ticks in the lemon tree, Kiggy.
Kiggy, watch out for the ticks in the pig pen, Kiggy.
I don't mind it.
That is so
Miss
brilliant.
Piggy is definitely pushing Kiggy, mix Kiggy, to be a model.
That is the best thing ever.
It is
And so
fantastic.
the show's over. Miss
MX.
Kiki is the winner.
Julie, can you handle it?
Can you
Julie,
handle it?
can you
Oh,
handle
can you
it?
handle it?
KRAKEN, can you handle it? Bill Cosby, can you handle it? I don't think you can handle it. As we know, Bill Cosby was released from prison a couple weeks ago on a technicality after 60 women came forward to swear that he drugged and raped them. Bill Cosby's been sitting in prison telling people to pull up their pants and other annoying things and been acting smug like he didn't do anything and that he's been wrongly accused. And now he's out of jail. I was like, how the fuck did that happen? It happened on a technicality because they said they weren't going to prosecute him, and then they did after he spilled his own beans, and so his lawyer was able to get him off on that technicality. So now he's out, Julie, and he's not satisfied to just sit at home and be rich and be free. Nope, he's planning a docuseries. He's probably planning a reboot of The Cosby Show. I mean, even Felicia Rashad threw herself under the bus for Bill Cosby.
I mean, that was bad.
And that is not something we want. So, Julie, it's time for you to release the Kraken!
I'm okay. If it was one thing for Bill Cosby to get released from prison on a technicality, because by the law standards, okay, he spent 2 years in prison. He's 80-something years old. I hope something horrible happened to him while he was in there. But then he got out. Okay, even though it drives me crazy. Okay, but the rape of it all, if I may say, is that he's suing for money. He's suing for money. He wants to get paid. Bill Cosby is a piece of living fucking shit. I wish that he would have gotten raped 1 million times in prison. I said what I said, and there is nothing that could happen to Bill Cosby that will now satisfy the rage and the anger and the violence that lives inside me. Okay? The motherfucker raped not 60 but 100 plus women in his lifetime over 40 years. He drugged and raped over 100 women, and even if the technical, and he paid women off too. He paid them off. He gave them money. He admitted to doing it. He paid woman after woman after woman off millions and millions of dollars, so they would be quiet and they would have NDAs and they wouldn't be able to talk. Then, of course, who brings him down? A 7-foot-tall lesbian. Who he fucked with the wrong dyke, and he literally fucked with the wrong dyke, and she couldn't fucking live with it. And so she finally got him because the statute of limitations was long enough that she could bring him down. And then we got all the other women, blah, 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 blah. But the fact of the matter is, he's guilty. So what are we supposed to do? Somebody's guilty and they make a deal, they don't go to prison? If you murder someone, no matter what deal you make, if you get found guilty of murder, you'll go to prison. But with rape, it's not like that, because no one gives a fuck, because we live in a sexist, patriarchal fucking society. Don't write me a letter about it, because I don't give a fucking shit. I'm fucking sick of it. These rapists get off, and I'm not advocating violence.
Are you not?
And I know he's 80-something and blah, 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 but the fact that his smug motherfucking rapist ass is going to try and get money, and he's fighting back as if he's the victim, if only he would just gone home and just shut the fuck up, then we all would just forget about you. And everyone who got paid could go live, and maybe whatever private thing would have gone on, but he needs to make a big deal about his ego and you want to talk about a sociopath? He's a sociopath. He's a malignant, narcissistic, sexist, sociopath rapist who is now free, and and here's my prediction. He will get paid. He will get the money that he's suing for, because this fucking society awards malignant, narcissistic, sexist rapists. Sorry.
No reason to say sorry. I just want to let you know the tea was hot. Scalding.
He's such a fucking piece of shit.
All right, we could go on all day about Bill Cosby, but I think the tea scald happened. The Kraken has been released. Put her back in. Put her back in.
Oh, she's back in.
There she is. And she'll be. And now I'm mixed cricket. Yay! Thank you all for joining us on another delightful and hot episode of Hot Tea. Thank you to Julie and Brandy.
Thank you.
Check out Dumb Gay Politics every week. Thank you to the stunning, hilarious, gorgeous, one of my all-time favorites, Manila Luzon. And thank you to the woman whose beauty is softer than all the others, who should have been picked up as a child model, but it doesn't matter because she's a child model now, Mr. Teddy Margas.
Yay!
guys on the next episode of Hot Tea. Bye, baby.